Okay, welcome back. Jeremy once again helping to bring this Compass Way project to the world and my experience of healing over the past year and few months. I'm here with Thomas.
And here I am, Thomas C. Chavez, and I think this is number 5 in this particular series.
Number 5, yes. So I just got called to start this to kind of wrap up my whole experience and just put it out there to kind of give it some more value and share it. We'll share what's possible with the world. And in this video I said I was going to have some really cool questions. And so I'll describe a little bit of the background and then we'll see what Thomas has to say about what I come up with.
Okay. I have no idea what the questions are. We have no script. You might be able to tell that.
Yeah, we're just bouncing along here. It's very inspired and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it's also very helpful. So my story is, you've heard me say it over and over, had the life, living perfectly fine, what many people would call, abundant and fruitful, and just how we live. Job, you work 40 hours and you have the relationship and you make it work and you get the best house you can and fill it with all the stuff in there that makes you comfortable. And why would you ever give that up? That's what we're doing, right? And for me, it was noticing that I had just knots in my emotions and in my own head. Thomas has a really great analogy for this. Hopefully we get to it later about silk tied together. But I really love that one. But I just noticed where I wasn't functioning optimally. And there were friends in my life that were tuned into love, joy, peace, and presence fully living it and holding that reality for themselves. And since I saw it was possible, I was willing to do anything for it because that's where my heart felt the most alive. And in my life, that is the place I've been called to make every decision. Just following some sort of pull that I can't really describe, but it's the one I listen to, and it's what I trust will guide me to beautiful futures. So in describing this work I've done to many people now, body electronics, some people, I'll be talking about it to them like confronting yourself fully and choosing to change the beliefs you hold about yourself to live a better life. And they'll get shaky. Some people, I'll actually see them kind of start to shake at that thought of confronting their deepest emotions and their scariest events in their life and things that have molded them into being who they are. For me, it was a challenge, and I was excited. And so I dropped it all. And everyone always says, you did what no one's willing to do. And yeah, sure, I totally get some pride from that. And that's fully admitted. I'm an extreme personality, so I came to do this extreme work, and here I am, living on the land. But now I have something to share, and you don't have to give it all up. We can expand right where we are by choosing.
Again and again and again.
Again and again and again, in the moment, engaging each moment. That's what's so powerful. Being alive to each moment of your life. Even if you judge it as it sucks, or it's the most euphoric, magical thing, not getting attached to that, you're up on this high, but, coasting through and just keep choosing and engaging every situation. So, one really cool thing about this work is I was going through it and just having all these ideas and, giving myself scope about life and the structure of what's around us. I was talking to some of my college friends, and they were taking classes on oppression and how we keep each other down, basically. And it was lining up exactly with the discussions I would have with Thomas. And so maybe you could talk a little bit about how and why we're holding each other down, and about engaging every moment with this work.
Okay. Actually, let's be really clear with myself so that I'll stay with the engaging every moment rather than deal with history. You know, 'cause, I've read a lot of history. I know a great deal about how we have done things as a species and created the systems and structures of what I've learned to call the domination system. And the domination system changes and changes and changes, but it's the basic feel of it stays the same. I don't need to go into all of that. The fact is that we were born to be who we believe in our hearts we were supposed to be. And we rarely, in large numbers, as a species, get to live that out. And there have been a number of ways that we have attempted to do a little bit. The whole idea that a man's house is his castle, and inside of it, he can lord it over his wife and children, so that he can feel like something. That's a fairly recent way to make compromise. There are sets where we have little clubs, we have churches, we have nudist colonies, we have places where we go to know what it feels like to be free of something. What we are is that freedom. We are in ourselves love. We are acceptance and joy and inspiration. I am peace, and so are you. That I may engage in arguing and fighting and putting down or some awful thing that I may have done in the past, and I may trick myself into do it in the future, doesn't change who I really am deep inside. And if I can choose in any given situation to be that which it is that I already am, instead of the structures of domination and submission that help us get along in a world of oppression, then not only do I feel wonderful wherever I am and whatever the situation is, and not only do I have then the opportunity to go, oh, do I really want to do this? No. Or, oh, wow, this is really tough, and this guy is expecting me to be something or other that I'm not, but I really want to get this done, so I'll just do it by doing it. Without regard to the oppressive demand upon me. I do what I think needs to be done because it'd be cool to have it done. It'd be wonderful. There are many, many, many works of human ingenuity that are useful for us to have. And if I'm free to make those things happen, maybe I'll just make them happen, regardless of the guy with the tax code and the guy with the prison cell and the guy with the sidearm and the businessman with the checkbook. If I choose and my buddies choose and people I don't know choose and we all move, things happen anyway. In joy, in inspiration, in acceptance, gratitude. The belief that has come down to us year after year, century after century, millennium after millennium, that we have to get along in the oppressive structures around us. We got to mold ourselves to it. And that is the only way we can be alive. is existentially not true. Physically, it might be true. Somebody up there, with a gun may shoot us, and then we aren't alive, and so we didn't win out. But that person who's enforcing that is doing that by their choice, because they are in self-protection. They have enslaved themselves. When I am in self-protection, I enslave myself. And that may appear that I am enslaved myself to you, but if I am not in self-protection, you can't enslave me. But it's much deeper, and which shows up much more easily in our homes, with our personal loved ones. If I am really alive inside, I can shine on my beloved other, I'm married with Gabrielle. I can shine on her because it's my life shining. And if she is there, she can shine on me. And it's just joy. It's just wonderful. It's just inspiring. And there's no cling, there's no need, there's no fight, there's no demand. Do those things creep into our lives? You bet. We were raised in the culture that is all about those things. But we can choose away from being that again and again. Have you seen us do that?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, I've definitely got to see you guys work with that and struggle, not as hard as many, but, come out extremely peaceful. I was a young person searching for wisdom. and so that's why my friends here are quite older, because I'm looking at, I didn't have amazing role models as a child. You're looking at a kid from the country in Texas, who came from really simple background, and essentially am on my own in life. Financially, I'm supporting myself, and I'm young, so I just where's the wisdom? Where can I gain perspective from the older generation that I did not have, and how can I help my young generation that I see struggling with, obviously things are not working, but we are, basically forcing ourselves to still believe in it because it's all we can see almost, and it's so pervasive as the way to live. Just getting along the best you can. And inevitably, in getting along, we're stepping on all the others around us. Especially people like me who essentially were clinging from the bottom with no support, clawing our way up. Each day, I'm going to get through this day. But yeah, speaking of relationships, it's the same thing. We grab on to each other for support instead of being our own beautiful light, shining on the others around us and attracting from there, which that's where I want to be attracting from, and that's where I know it's possible to live. And now that I'm seated in that belief, I hope we get to talk a lot more about going out into the world, into what I'm now saying, dominant culture, going out into that getting along, and choosing to hold this space.
I make an effort. Just about every day. So, this video needs to come to an end because we're running near time and there's nobody with a watch to say that you've got 3 seconds more. But what Jeremy's talking about is the life that I have worked all of my life to learn to live. And I'm not perfect yet, but it's so much better. will you join me in making your life that much better? See you in the next video.